At what point did you start to feel like JoJo Siwa, the kid, wasn't authentic to you anymore? Was there a moment you're just like, this isn't me, like this isn't me inside?
Okay, so it was very interesting. It was while I was filming my movie, The J-Team. And I was filming that movie and I was like, get this fucking bow out of my head, because I was being now forced to wear it, whereas I never had. But when I was filming the movie, you know, the director told me, he was like, you're playing a character of JoJo Siwa. And I was like, there's no such thing. And he was like, there was like these mood boards of me having my hair down and in pigtails. I was like, no, if we're going to be JoJo Siwa, like, and I'm 17 at the time. And so I was like, JoJo Siwa wears a side ponytail and bow. And why the fuck are we talking about me in third person?
Yeah.
And he was like, because it's a character. And I was like, I am not a character. I am a human being. And he was like, well, the only person that can overrule me is the president of Nickelodeon. So I called the president myself and I was like, homie, I'm going home. I was like, I'm not filming this movie. And he was like, why? What's going on? And I was like, they're saying I'm a character of JoJo Siwa. And he was like, well, you are. And I was like, then I'm going home. Have fun filming the JoJo Siwa movie without JoJo Siwa. And then all of a sudden I got my way, boom, bam. But I was always just annoyed on set because I was like, this is so stupid. Like, why am I coming to set to have a hair artist who was amazing and I loved very much, but have a hair artist do my hair in a side ponytail when I do my hair in a side ponytail and I'm JoJo Siwa and like, this is weird. But then after that, right, that's when I like stopped wearing a bow and like I kind of gradually transitioned to an adult. And then I did Dancing with the Stars. And my first Dancing with the Stars interview, they wanted me, the producers specifically were like, can you please wear a side ponytail and a bow? And I was like, no, that's not who I am anymore. And they were like, no, we know that. But if somebody looks at you and if somebody looks at you with a side ponytail and the bow, who are they going to recognize as JoJo Siwa? And I said, okay, valid. I said, that is a very valid point, and I do want people to be like, oh, that's JoJo. And so I was like, let's do it. So for the first interview, or first two interviews, I did wear a side ponytail and bow for Dancing with the Stars. And then that show kind of aged me up a little bit and transitioned me into being a woman versus a kid. And then it was time for me to go on finish my concert tour that I had started 2 years earlier, but because of COVID, we had to get postponed for 2 years. And so I'm going back on my arena tour, and all of a sudden the question arises, are you going to wear a side ponytail and bow? That's how it started. That's the show. That's what people are coming to see. Those are the songs you sing. Like, are you going to play that part? And I said, no. I said, it's a JoJo Siwa tour. They're not coming to see me pretend to be what they think I am as a kid. I'm now 18. This is the vibes. If you want to come to the show, sick. If you don't, sick. But then again, it was that same interesting concept of Dancing with the Stars of like, hey, look, people do recognize that is me, right? And that is a massive part of my life. And so for the end of the show, it was like a whole thing. Like I put it up in a side ponytail during a song. Then I would walk out on stage holding the bow in my hand.
It's a moment.
I tease the audience with the bow. And then I put it in. I put my hands out. The whole audience stands up and screams. And then I sing one of my two biggest songs, DREAM and Boomerang. And so it's like, it's a moment. You know what I mean? And so I think like I had a very gradual like, hey, I'm not a kid anymore. Like we're slowly aging up. But to like straight up answer your question, I could have gotten to this answer way faster.
No, I like this route better.
That was interesting.
Yeah. No, nobody all of a sudden one day wakes up and is like, I'm an adult.
Yeah.
I'm not a kid anymore. Even if you do that on your 18th birthday, at some point, I can guarantee in both of your lives in this last week, you have done something that made you feel like you're an 8-year-old little dude again. You know what I mean? And I think that is a sign of maturity, that you can accept that having a moment of youngness, not of immaturity, but a moment of youngness is actually healthy. For me specifically, you would never guess that I stayed awake till 1 a.m. last night making fucking beaded necklaces. But everything I'm wearing right now, I made. You know what I mean?
Were there teddy bears on that or something?
Yeah. I put a little teddy bear charm on.